And welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the future Centennial Park here in Kingsport.
And as you just heard, the future Centennial Park is the legacy project for Kingsport Centennial celebration, and it promises to be quite the sight and quite the attraction. Here now to tell us all about it, what it will look like, and how you can help make it a reality are Jim Harlan and Dr. Brenda Wright. Jim is the president of the Kingsport Community Foundation, and Brenda is the chair of Kingsport Centennial Legacy Project. She's also a speaker, trainer, and consultant with The Right Approach. Brenda also helped raise me, so if you know this is why I am today, she is the one to blame. So
that's really not very
you
nice
know,
to do that.
I could be more proud of you.
Well, thank you. You're the only one, the first time that's ever been said on this show. So
let's go with
yes. Thank you both for joining us to talk about this exciting project. And before we get into the details, Brenda, give us an idea of the planning of this and how the idea for this park all came about and why a park was chosen to serve as a legacy project.
So we came up with a team of 17 people that included some of our city staff, but mostly volunteers like Jim and myself. And along with my vice chair, former Mayor Jeanette Blazier, the first thing we did was to establish a mission statement. And the mission statement said that we were going to research and develop a financially feasible and sustainable destination Centennial project.
I wish she was excited about
I know it, really.
One of these days I'm going to be. And so it's really important to us to provide something that could be financially sustained, but that also everyone would get excited about raising money to support. And Jim is going to talk to you about that. But equally important is that destination piece. We have a lot of wonderful places here in Kingsport for people to come, like the Carousel, Meadowview. Of course, we could go on and on about that. But when we decided destination, not only for people who live outside the area, but for people who live right here to come and enjoy and be a part of. And so it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to support this park, but the park will be around for many lifetimes. And that was another part of our mission.
Well, and so when you talk about destinations, you chose this spot here in downtown Kingsport. So what thinking went into that?
So it became readily apparent to us that downtown and all the revitalization efforts that are going on, we received so much support for having it downtown. We wanted to be a spot that was geographically accessible to people, and we also wanted it to be a place for all generations, a place for all young people as well as senior citizens like myself. And so a park, and because of Healthy Kingsport and all the other healthy movements that we're into, we thought a park would be a wonderful place to come. And of course, the centerpiece of our design is this beautiful interactive fountain where the young and the young at heart can come and sit and maybe enjoy playing in the water. And so that's the central piece of the fountain. So downtown became a logical choice, and then we started looking around downtown and came up with this spot right here on Main Street.
Well, and Jim, as Brenda talked about the fountain, the renderings, I mean, this is just going to be amazing. I don't think it's what most people consider when they hear that we're doing a park to memorialize our 100th anniversary. So talk to us about what's going to be in this park.
Well, this is a great opportunity. I mean, how many times do you get to celebrate a 100th birthday? I probably won't be around for the second 100th birthday of Kingsport. A lot has gone into the planning of this park. As Brenda said, it needed to be a destination, something that would draw folks from the region and from Kingsport. And so around that fountain, play fountain in the middle, there is a history walk, which talks about the major milestones and events in Kingsport's history over the last 100 years. There's 44 Centennial bands that span the decades that talk about that. So it's a great opportunity to come and learn about the history of Kingsport. And with all the trains in the background this morning, right here on the corner of Cherokee and Main Street, there's going to be an enhanced train platform, which will allow for a lot of big venues that it can be used for. There's also a very versatile stage associated with the park, a lot of green space, some public sculpture. So we'll have a sculpture which highlights the Santa train, so the kids, the grandkids can get up in the back of the train car and have their picture with Santa. And the whole focus of that is the spirit of generosity. That's what makes Kingsport Kingsport.
Sure.
Whether it's helping people
Right.
or celebrating their 100th anniversary.
That's awesome.
Well, it's going to be an amazing park. What's the timeline? Excuse me, the timeline for completion.
So we're right now in the bidding phase, getting ready to start that. That will continue from now through September. The park will start construction immediately following that bid phase, and we look for it to be complete in late summer, early fall of 2017, so that we can celebrate it as a part of the Centennial.
And then can you explain how the costs are going to work as far as how the fundraising will take place for the Centennial Park, and then how people can participate in that? Because you've made it very easy for anybody to participate.
Sure. So we are partnering with the city. The city will put up half the money. We will raise the balance of the half from the Kingsport community. That's about $1.2 million.
Okay.
We're about halfway home.
Oh, wow.
Great.
That's
Great.
fantastic.
So we've had a lot of good support from businesses, industry, individuals, clubs. It's been a smorgasbord of folks who have wanted to support this park. So what I would say is, for folks that are listening to this, there's a couple of ways that they can support the park. First of all, they can go to kingsport100.org. And there's a big red button there that says Donate Now. And they can make a secure donation online. All monies going to this park, 100% of the monies go to the park. There's no administrative fee, and all of it is tax deductible. So they can make that taxable donation online. If they would prefer to write a check, they can make it out to the Kingsport Community Foundation, P.O. Box 2017, Kingsport, Tennessee 37662.
Okay.
And Brenda, you mentioned that this park is not only honoring Kingsport's past, but it's really focusing on our future to celebrate the generations yet to come. What will this place mean to Kingsport and the people yet to come 10, 20, 30 years from now?
Well, I think that the park will mean something different to everybody. For those of us who live here, work here, play here, as we're walking that circle, telling that story, we will all remember when we were either born here, or we moved here, or came to work here. And so I think there are going to be so many stories, and we want to capture those stories. I think it's going to mean something really to everybody. And so just to emphasize, the park is to celebrate our 100 years, but it is also about the present and to come to Kingsport, and it is a wonderful place to live. But I also want to emphasize it's a park for everybody, and we want to make it available to everybody. And one of the greatest ways you can make this a personal park is to contribute to the fundraising and development. And just let me say, there's no donation. I know it sounds trite, but it's absolutely true. No donation is too small. Every single dollar is appreciated and is needed to make this dream of a park become all of our reality.
Well, Jim, now that Brenda has drummed up all of this support and enthusiasm,
Isn't she great?
she's fantastic. No wonder that she's a part of this. Remind us how people can donate and be a part of this wonderful project.
Again, just go to kingsport100.org. There's a Donate Now button. You can also send a check if you'd prefer to do that to the Kingsport Community Foundation, P.O. Box 2017, Kingsport, Tennessee 37662. If you'd like more information about the park, I would encourage you to go either to City Hall or to the Chamber Building. There are brochures there that explain the details of the park and some sponsorship opportunities if folks would like to do that. So I would encourage them to do that.
Easy enough. Well, Jim Harlan, Dr. Brenda White-Wright, thank you all so much for being here and sharing this wonderful part of the Centennial celebration. We're really looking forward to it.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity. We look forward to coming back when we can look over there.
In a year from now,
see that
yes, we
mountain.
do. And we will be back in a year from now. Absolutely. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And we'll have an update on Eastman when we come back with more of your CZ.